Tricky Tom and Xqc got into a little debate over the reaction content stuff, going over kind of how stuff went with the Ethan Klein debate. To review, Xqc was being criticized because he left his stream on and having a video play in the background while he was out. This caused a lot of people to be like, hey, what the heck, you're not reacting to content properly. And then Ethan accused Xqc of basically stealing content and not following fair use laws during that whole debate. A lot of people think that Ethan won the debate overall. Even the people who hate Ethan basically said, yeah, he won by a lot, and Xqc lost. But after the debate, Xqc and Ethan, they DM'd each other on Twitter and they were going back and forth a little bit, having a little conversation. Here's part of the conversation they were having. The main point about it is Xqc flexed his watch in a pretty cringy way that's like literally nobody cares. Shut up, no one cares. It's just really cringe. And on Destiny's stream, Turkey Tom went over this with Xqc and was kind of explaining his viewpoint, and then Xqc was trying to be like, actually guys, Xqc basically said that the reason he DM'd Ethan was to be like, hey, we cool off camera, right? But as Turkey Tom explained to Ethan, this whole like copyright thing is a really big deal. So for Xqc to then just go offline and be like, oh, I didn't really care about it, was really like disrespectful in Ethan's POV point of view. So Xqc then explains that after he saw Ethan not reciprocating like the same kind of like energy, he was like, okay, I'm gonna just play the character again, and then that's why he sent the watch to be like annoying. Tom does a good job pointing out where it's like, to Ethan this topic matters, and how to smaller creators this topic matters, and Xqc is like in a position of privilege to be like, oh, it doesn't even matter to me. And yeah, and honestly, Xqc being basically saying, guys, but it was satire though. It's like, that's pretty stupid. It's pretty stupid, like, bro, you're just cringe, honestly. And now I also want to give my opinion on another topic that got brought up during the Tricky Tom Xqc whole thing. It has to do with how I think streamers should be able to react to YouTube videos. I think once you're streaming, you have to have fair use, right? You have to react to things with fair use. React harder, Xqc, please. But I also think that if you're not going to do that, then you do need permission from creators, but only if you're not going to use fair use. In order to get permission from certain creators, it's different on individual creators. Some creators want you to promote them, and that's all it takes. Some of them don't want it at all, and you can't react to their content unless you use fair use. That's how simple it is. But I don't know why people want to make it so complex. I don't get why these streamers can't just react harder. Like, react harder, man. I think Tom did a good job trying to just talk to Xqc. Xqc is kind of difficult to talk to. I don't even understand what he's saying half the time. But I think it was ultimately kind of a nothing burger, because it feels like Xqc never like really grasped the concept of just react harder, or like, oh, this might affect the... He just comes up with like these stupid little arguments, and it's like nothing gets through to his head. So I guess ultimately it was for nothing. RIP, RIP, RIP Bozo.